Hello, my name is George. I'm from Greece, as they already introduced me. I have built a spacecraft from the sci-fi series Stargate Universe. It's quite huge, and due to lack of space, I can't have it behind me right now. So that's why I made the video you are going to watch. And I also made a digital train, a Shinkansen 801 from the Japanese bullet train series, which you will see in some time, I believe. So maybe you would like to have a look at what the video is going to.
Hello, fellow Lego enthusiasts. My name is George and I'm from Greece. Despite the horrific situation that we are all now experiencing with the pandemic of COVID-19, I'm glad that I had the chance to participate in such a big event as BrickCon, as otherwise I wouldn't have the chance. Today, I will present you two creations that I submitted to BrickCon. The first one is my recreation of Starship Destiny from the sci-fi series Stargate Universe, and the other one, a digital one, is my recreation of the Japanese bullet train Shinkansen JR800 or Sakura. I would like to start my presentation with the Shinkansen JR800 first, which was a project that I wanted to undertake since I visited Japan in 2019 and used it to travel around the country. But due to lack of time, I couldn't. Because of the COVID-19 quarantine, I finally found the time to begin my Sakura project even as a digital one. Before I continue, please have a look at some pictures in the original one. Now, you can see my recreation of the train. The bullet train consists of 6 cars, including the locomotive. It is 7 studs wide, and its total length is 344 studs, or about 2.75 meters. I decided to go with 7 studs wide as I wanted to achieve the best possible ratio of the width and height of the original one, and also because I would be able to use more suitable parts in order to achieve the smoothness and of the nose curves. Despite that, the nose was still the most difficult part of the train that I had to do. All the curves and angles of the original trains are impossible to be brick built, but I wanted to take that challenge, and I believe I did my best. A dummy train that I have built, consisting of both the locomotives without the wagons, runs quite well and smoothly, and it can handle all the sharp turns of the Lego train tracks. So, this was my recreation of the Japanese bullet train Shinkansen JR800 or as Sakura. Now, I proudly present you the Destiny Starship from the sci-fi series Stargate Universe. Its dimensions are 2.2 meters long, 1.75 meters wide, and 0.75 meters height. It consists of more than 30,000 pieces and weighs more than 30 kilos. When I began building it, I thought that I would end up with a creation of about 1 meter long to put it on a shelf or hang it from the ceiling. As my creation was progressing, I realized that the outcome would be much bigger than my original thoughts, so I had to make a very stable structure. This was achieved by using Technic bricks for the whole body and a lot of pins to connect it. It took me about 6 years to complete it including a 1-year pause, with a lot of orders from around the world and after a while, a lot of planning ahead. Also, crucial to my build were some blueprints that I found from Martin Steele that helped me a lot. When building Destiny, I faced a lot of other difficulties as well, apart from the stable structure, as I had to make the wide angles of the wings and the tail. Another serious problem was the ability to move it around when necessary due to its large size. At first, Destiny was built as a whole, but later on it had to be broken down so that it could be moved. So I finally figured out how to do it. Finally, it was broken down in 4 pieces: the nose, the upper part of the main body, and the wings and the cockpit area. As final touches, I tried to incorporate as much details as possible, mainly to the upper part of my mock, including the widescreen wherein the series is the hydroponics lab and the 2 small spacecraft that were used for reckoning missions. Finally, a tricky part was the engine area at the back of Destiny, which has a very distinct blue light. Destiny was progressing quite slow as there were a lot of pauses due to lack of building parts or due to lack of time, but I finally finished it with the encouragement of my local ally community, the BrickCon, that I belong to, and this is something that I would like to thank them for. I also want to thank my brother for all the help that he provided, and of course my wife for helping me as well as tolerating me. Now, you can have a closer look of Starship Destiny. for your attention. Now, I will be available to answer any of your questions.
This was Destiny. I hope you enjoyed the close-up of the video. So is Kyla any questions yet, or just I have to show some picture closer ones?
We don't have any questions yet from the chat. I do have one personally though, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes, no problem.
This is a humongous endeavor, really
Yes, that's true.
tremendous feat. How often during the build did you run into part availability and part sourcing issues?
I had a lot of problems regarding that because just say the budget was enough and tremendous, and also I have made orders around the globe, mostly Europe, but also from the US. And most of the times I had a break about 1.5 months waiting for parts, or just sorting out what I have in place in order to build it, and then continue on tracing down what things that are going to be needed, and then the same procedure again and again. And that's why it took me so long to finish it, of course. And as I already told in the video, I had some setbacks sometime before I finished it. It was half built. And then I joined my recognized Lego user group here in Greece, the brick.gr, and I showed them my work, and through their encouragement, I managed to put it down and say, let's make one good effort to finish it up. Yes, thanks for them. Now I have it finished, and most of the time I have it to decorate an empty wall, but now I just moved and I don't have the necessary spare time, space, sorry. So I have packed it and left it to my mother's house.
So someone's asking about the length of the model. What dimensions are we dealing in?
It's 2.2 meters long. I think it's about 7 foot or something. I'm not quite sure though. And its depth, let's say width, is 75 centimeters, about 2.5 feet. And its wide is 1.75 meters, let's say about 5 foot, something like that. Here is a closer look, and this is from the older version that I had before I put all the details that showed up on the video. This is the underneath part of it, which is not shown in the video as I could not find the necessary angle to take a shot of it.
George, do you mind if I ask a question?
Yes, sure, Brian.
So I noticed you left the studs on top showing versus having maybe tiles to have it smoothed out. Was there a decision that you made to do one or the other? Was it just parts availability, or did you really like the look of the studs on top?
It's the look. It's very nice, stud on top. It adds something unfamiliar to most of the spacecrafts that we see out there. And also, it's quite huge. So in order to have all tiles, it's gonna be a tremendous effort and a lot of money spent, to be honest.
We actually have a question on that,
yes,
asking about
please.
how many pieces roughly, and also what was a rough cost for this whole project, if you don't mind to share.
As it's mostly technical parts, it has a lot of pins in it in order to hold it and to be unbented, let's say. And it's more than 30,000 pieces, the final model that you saw in the video, and also in the photos that I have uploaded in the gallery, of the space gallery. And it costs, if I would say, it would be something around 5,000 euros, because it's also the shipment expenses that I had to undertake, and also some additional transportation costs. So this.
Just really quick.
Customs, if I recall correctly, I didn't have any customs to pay though. I was lucky enough.
Just really quick for those who are used to, so the euro to dollar conversion, it's about $5,800. So it's just under $6,000 would be the conversion. All right, thanks.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite part of the ship?
Yes, the favorite part of IC that I have, please let me share some pictures. The area that I like the most is the area where the cockpit area is. So this area, as you can see, is my favorite area because are the most of the details on the spacecraft. And it took me a lot of time to design it correctly and in relevance with the necessary blueprints that I had and also pictures from the show itself. And this is where the most, let's say, fun was because I wanted to incorporate as much as possible details from my build. Of course, the other challenges that I faced were the huge size of it because I had to make a very strong structure in order to be able to not bend and be as a whole. When I first built it, it was one piece and as it is more than 30 kilos of weight, it has to be stable structure in order to have the necessary, I'm sorry, I must refer. In order to continue building on it, it should be very structural integrity. And that's the problem that I faced though. Let me see if I can find a picture while it's not finished yet, so that you can see the structure from within.
So George, but it's all Lego pieces. You didn't use like metal or anything inside.
Nothing, even in the inside. There are no Duplo pieces as well. Yes, a lot of people do use Duplo when they build, but mine is not. It's just pure system and technique bricks.
Very impressive.
I found a picture of the structure, the whole. So let me share it. So this is the structure within. As you can see, there are a lot of techniques, and this was an old one. I also put some layer in addition, so that this area could support the wings of the Starship, and of course the cockpit area that was built on it. So yeah, this is about. The most difficult part as well was how to make in such a scale the ankles of the wings area, and in order to see how it would fit nice in my eyes, and in relation to the original Starship. Of course, referring to the original Starship, there are a lot of differences, of course, that could not be incorporated completely. But I believe I did a very good work and put a lot of effort on it so that it could be as close as possible to the real one. Here is a picture of it with all the details and all its glory, despite the fact that it's being destroyed by a sun. And yeah, so as you can see, the main pictures, the structure of the cockpit area, and all of the details that, the main details that are in the far end behind of the Starship. I believe are being incorporated fairly well. What was the question relating to the train?
The question was whether or not the train was motorized.
Yes, the train is motorized. I have put in both the front wheels and the rear wheels some power functions. What was it? The power functions, the train motor. So here is the picture of it. And I'm planning to put, I have also the motorized wheels is in the front locomotive and in the rear one as well. I have some problems. I wanted to put some details inside, but due to the scale, as it is 7 stud wide, I didn't have the necessary area to put them. So I'm trying to remodel it to make it 8 studs wide in order to put some details inside as well. So yes, I had a video, it's in my YouTube, Patelis, where it shows my dummy train running around my room. And it can take quite well some sharp angles of the Lego train tracks. I have just built 2 dummies, the locomotives, and so in some time in the future, I'm planning to build the wagons as well, in the appropriate colors, of course.
Well, I think you just answered one. It sounds like this is the next project that you're taking on, is building this in real life.
This is the project that I have to undertake now in order to finish it sometime. It's a really nice project, and this is gonna be my future thing that I'm gonna do.
All right. Here's a work-life balance question. How much of your time do you spend building Lego? How much do you spend on other areas of your life? And do you have something you do outside of Lego professionally?
Yes, I'm currently an accountant here in Greece. So this takes a lot of time from me, as we have new laws coming up every single month, and more laws. So that I have to read them and understand them in order to make them aware to my clients. So regarding Lego, I try to build as much as I can, especially during autumn, winter, and spring. And that's because in summer we are in a seaside town, so I try to go to the sea as much as possible. So regarding Lego, I build, let's say when I have inspiration, 2 and 3 hours per day, or mostly during the weekends. And during my free time, I hang out with my friends. We go for a walk with my wife and stuff like that. I hope I answered it correctly.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much, George. And thank you for sharing your incredible models.
Thank you. Bye.